Good morning. Well, it's 10 o'clock, so I'm going to try and find us on here. They've changed all the ways that you put all the thingamajiggies on. Oh, no, here we go. Found us. How are you all? Did you have a good evening? Did you have a good day yesterday? Did you get lots done? Did you get nothing done? Does it not matter? How are you? Whilst everybody joins us, there we go. Get everybody involved there. Take the charger off, get myself sorted. I was just cutting my fabrics all ready for today's show. I've got to try and remember, I haven't printed everything off, which might prove an error. You never know. So we'll see if we can remember what I'm doing. Who knows? It may or may not happen. Are you all okay? And yeah, what are you up to today? Are you just chilling out? Have you got plans? Have you got makes in mind? What are you doing? What are you doing? That's what I would like to know. And whoop, let's get that straight. That's going to help, isn't it? Oh, do you know what? Stripology rulers, they save me so much time. That is another piece of the jigsaw done there. Oh, these fabrics today. Do you know, it doesn't matter what time I get up. It's still like a rush before we actually go live. Look at me, I'm all wonky again. There we go. Get myself sorted out. I should actually look in the mirror, shouldn't I, at some point, and just check everything's where it needs to be. I have got beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fabrics for you today. Absolutely stunning. I've been having a good old play with colour, which is one of my favourite things to do, as you know. And what I've come up with are bundles for you. Well, bundles if you want bundles, or the fabrics by themselves if you just want the fabrics by themselves. I've come up with bundles of trios for you because the make that we're about to do uses trios. But if you just love a fabric, if you think you've got a plain that goes with it, or if you love one of the plains or you want extra of the plain, It's trying to second guess how you're going to want these gorgeous fabrics. And that's always part of the challenge, part of the joy. And, you know, one of those things like, right, have I got this right? Let me just concentrate on this for a second and then I am with you. The next measurement needs to be 17. Remember 17. Remember 17. Gosh. Have to do it before I forget what the measurements were. I'm a bear of little brain today. What can I say? There we go. Right. I'm with you. There we go. That is my fabrics pre-cut, ready to go. Right. Pop that all away. And then we can decide everything else in a minute. Okay. Let's say our hellos and then I'll show you all the fabrics that we've got. My word. Right, who's with us this morning? Who do we have? Let's have a look. I don't know why this keeps coming up with a message about sending stars and stuff. I'm ever so sorry, it's not me doing it. Heather and Leanne, good morning, and Pam and Helen, hello, and Rona, good morning, and Jules and Pamela and Anne, hello. Who else have we got? Colette, good morning, and Jules, hi, and Sarah, hello, and Jenny, good morning. Oh, she's found, Pam's found you. It's like hide and seek, isn't it? Technical hide and seek. Dara, good morning. Hi, the makes team. My bag stuff came yesterday. Woohoo! Oh, exciting. Lots of you getting that. Good morning, everyone. Spent yesterday afternoon cutting overgrown conifers down. My arms are killing me today. Well, then you deserve a rest and a cup of tea and a piece of cake. I would do that. Morning, Donna. Morning, Martin. Morning, Sean. Good morning, lovely people with a big heart. Yes, good morning. And good morning, Jacqueline, as well. Diane says, great to be here. Hit a pothole, so car in for repair. Ooh. Some people have had luck claiming for that, haven't they? If they can, you know, if you go and if you stick your ruler down the pothole and you take a photo of how deep it is, some people have managed to get that work paid for on their car by the local council. I don't know if it might work in your area. Helen, good morning. Helen and Claire and Barbara, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, started your second Easter bunny. I mean, I'm just starting Easter eggs, if I'm honest. That's about as far as I've got. Hand quilting my Cafe Fusion quilt. Oh, lovely. Good job. Good job. Going to be a bit more to a long work in progress quilt. Oh, Lorraine, sounds good. Heather's going to make Joe Carter's Mortimer Monkey. Big favourite in our house. Big favourite. Morning, Kate. She says, happy Tuesday. Yes, it is. Ali G, good morning. I've booked my appointment for the vaccine. Oh, well, unfortunately, it means 3 weeks' time I'll have to go back to work. Oh, no. Oh, dear. That's no good, is it? Alison says, I'm live. Well, that's good. Making baby playmats. Then going to stroke the beautiful Lisa Chandler fabrics whilst I decide what to make. Pure joy. Hey, Alison, do you want to see what else arrived today? So Lisa's boxes have been arriving bit by bit by bit by bit. They've been air freighted, some of these, and the cheapest way to do them was in separate increments rather than a great big pallet. So for that reason, they didn't all arrive together. So they've been drip fed over the course of a couple of weeks. And that just helps me keep my prices down for you. So we're all for that. But if you've gone for any of the brown colourways, can I just say this arrived today. This is from Under the Australian Sun. Oh, yeah. Is this making anybody else want to get to know the flora and fauna of Australia? Because my gosh, it really is me. You can kind of feel the heat, can't you, coming off some of these? I'm going to go this away. Hey, look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Is that not just absolutely stunning? Oh, yeah. We've got a new green as well. I'll show you these tomorrow. We've got a new green sort of mixer blender thing come in as well, and a new goldy coloured one as well, and a new Hampshire stripe as well. Really beautiful, just so beautiful. But I thought that you might be interested in this because this would actually make a gorgeous bag that we're doing today. Whoops. So we're going to try and do a two make show today. I'm not sure if I've been a little bit adventurous today. Don't know. Oh, Joe's going to catch up later. That's all right. And Susan says, I'm sorting out my fabric. That's okay too. Nikki says, morning, enjoying playing with my Tilda and curvy log cabin trim tool. Well, this is fabulous. Kirsty says, it's chilly. Chilly, yes. And Val, good morning. Morning, everyone. Major multitasking day, says Lo. Ooh, steady. I did stop to watch you and all the gorgeous stuff today and the rest of the housework, but stop to watch you. Oh, Helen, don't worry about housework. That's still going to be there. Morning, Lynn, and Carol and Dawn, good morning. And Elizabeth, hello. Oh, Myra said, rotten morning, workmen on the roof. Safi the Whippet going ballistic, ring the doorbell going crazy, then men passing every 2 seconds. Oh, just want to be in my Tash bubble, she says. We can be, we'll be quiet. Or do you need me to be louder to go above the dog barking? It's chilly in Pittenweem. Ginny, you wrap up, my love. But we're being warmed up by your lovely sewing demos. I should do shawls and things, shouldn't I? Keep everybody warm and toasty. I've got beautiful fabrics today. Really, really stunning. They came in yesterday. We've had a good sorter out. We've had a good peruse and a play for sure. And yeah, so I hope that you love the bundles that we've put together as much as we do. If you fall in love with one of the feature fabrics, if you want to buy that, then buy the 1/2 metre and buy extra, then you can. Or if you just want that fabric, then you can buy just that fabric. And then so our feedback from you guys has been, you love having the plains. So we've put those plains with them. This time we've given you 2 choices. Our makes today are these bags and these little origami pouches. So if you have 3 1/2 meters of fabric, then you can make one of these and one of these. Easy, easy, easy. So that was the idea of putting them together, so that if you wanted to make all the makes on the show today, you could do that, or make one and have loads left over. It's up to you. Let's start with the one I'm going to demo with. This has always been one of my favorites. It's the cactus flower. It's a K Facet Collective fabric. It is by Philip Jacobs, and check this out, because I mean, firstly, wow, and secondly, yeah. So the fabrics that we've put with it today, this one is a Kaffe shot cotton. Gonna have to look at this. Look. Just look. So with a shot cotton, the warp and the weft are different colours. So you can see one there is purple, one, let me see. Can you see you've got your pinky bits there? Let me just see if I can get this focused for you. Yeah, there you go. So you've got your pinky bits down there. But then the weft, I wonder if I've got a bit cut here that I can pull to bits. Oh, here we go. So you can see here, you've got that bluey and the pinky, which gives you the purpley. And that's what your shot cotton. That's why it's got such beautiful movement. Absolutely stunning, stunning movement to it. These are just beautiful. I absolutely adore them. And I only had one bolt of this come in, and it was a small one. So it has gone unashamedly in with this, because, oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So this is the only one that is slightly more expensive, just because you've got kind of two feature fabrics in there and a plain. So this is, I think, $19.99 for 3.5 meters of fabric, and all the others are $14.99. You know, so yeah, aren't they stunning? Now, the next one up today is, this has been backed by popular demand. So this is Dina Designs. We are massive fans of Dina Designs here. Really loving her stuff at the moment. And I've got a few of her colorways going on today. These are great for big, large scale prints, playmats, all that sort of thing. And I've gone with slightly darker colors with the pinks and the blues. And what I've done with each of the different Dina Designs that we've got on the show today, I've put a different set of blues and pinks with them. So if you buy all of them, then you've got all of the Dina Designs, but you've got different shades of blue and pink throughout all of them. Now this is raspberry and this is slate, I do believe. So maybe you've seen this and you want to just go for this, and maybe you just want the pink. In that case, look at raspberry, because that's the color that I've put with it. And if you love that combination, then you know what to do. It's trying to get it so that it's easy for you to get the colors that you want to, and to purchase exactly what it is that you need. So yeah, it's with raspberry and with slate. So that's that one there, which goes beautifully with that bit there. That is bundle number 2. Oh, now this one. Oh my goodness. So this is Anna Maria Horner's Echinacea Glow. This is one of my favorite fabrics of all time. The simplicity, the colors, the brightness, absolutely stunning. Well, I went through every color and I came to the conclusion with this. These are all 44 inches, by the way, 100% cotton, that you could pick out any of these colors, but none of them worked together unless you had the background fabric or a background-ish fabric as one of them. So I've gone for moss to highlight that background fabric. It's a shade deeper than the background. And then I've got with hot tomato, which then brings out the warmth in all of these colours and somehow makes that yellow and the green and the chartreuse pop. So I love this, and I spent hours this morning going, which colours do I want with it? But honestly, you could, so this is what I mean. You could pick out any of the colours. The yellows that we've got, the sunshine yellow works beautifully. The coral works nicely, and the normal pink works nicely with it, and the lilac. But if you want two colours together, which we do for this project, for the first project, then this one. Or if you just want to have something that's going to be your lining fabric that's not going to detract, then that is your one, your moss. And then I went, because the other thing is that I really want these two colours to go together as well. So whatever colours I put with a fabric, they've got to look great together. And that orange and that moss, that hot tomato and that moss, just look great. So a lot of thought went into this one, and you might agree, you might disagree. It's that is the beauty of what we do, isn't it, that it's okay for everyone to have their own opinions. So that's why we've set everything up so it's entirely up to you. But my gosh, do I love that fabric. Righty ho. Now this is again an Anna Maria Horner. I've gone for big bold designs today, because for a big bag, I want sometimes to have that big bold colorway. And then I've gone with certainly jade, and I want to say that's cadet blue. Yes, it is. And this will pull out the different blues in there. This will pull out that. Just lovely together. Just lovely. Really beautiful. So if you fancy having those, then they are also on the website as well. Again, $14.99 for a metre and a half of fabric. Don't think you can go wrong, can you? That's that one. Oh, this was brand new in as well. This was another one that trying to find. And I very much wanted two colours that really went together. This is Nell Watmore. I think she's a northern artist in the UK, is Nell, I believe. Now this was a funny one, because if you just put a green with it, then this cream became really evident, and all of the lovely hot colours just sort of dissipated. So we ended up going with the purple. So the purple looks fabulous with it anyway. Let me get you the correct names for this. I've gone with red and lavender. So the lavender is looking rather fabulous anyway. The red also looks phenomenal with it. But my goodness, when you put those two together with it, it all plays so nicely. And again, we trying to, because often I'll try and find, like Brandon says, finding that little bit of chili on top. So I was like, can I get an orange in here? Is that going to bring that and make that go pop? But as soon as I brought that orange in, it just did something to this. So actually, and the same with the green, I thought, well, maybe I'll get a little pop of green. But actually what worked so beautifully has been the lavender and the red. And that is just normal, just red. No other fancy schmancy name, just red. So lavender and red with this one. But my gosh, what a beautiful design. It's got that real lovely painty feel to it. Beautiful, beautiful. So I've gone with designers that we don't always have. Like I say, this has taken me a while to get hold of some of these, so I'm really, really thrilled. Sally Kelly is one that we haven't had a lot from, and this has got a beautiful chartreuse background. Yes, Gemma, I'm saying it right. She's like, ha 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 ha, we're going to put this one on the show, so you have to say chartreuse. I'm going to come in, actually, nice and close for you to see this. Yeah, isn't that pretty? It's like what would happen if Liberty did really modern. That's what that kind of feels like for me. And this is from Free Spirit? I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, I went with raspberry to pick out this pinky bit there. And then I went with slate. I guess slate is coming up as my all-round favourite at the minute. Absolutely loving it. It just seems to go with everything. So with this grey blue, it just picks up that. It picks up this. Oh, it's just picking up everything. There we go. Just gorgeous. So that's a new option for you. And I thought also this one would be really beautiful for the origami, the little origami pouch as well. So we've got that now. Oh my goodness me. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So, you know, I said we had several Dina designs. This just looks so opulent, doesn't it? Now, this is Dina Designs Lotus. I adore it. Absolutely adore it. You know, I said I would put different blues and pinks with it. Well, this is your navy here. It's got stronger pinks in it, but I chose to pick out the light pink because then it brought in all of these creamier bits that you just don't notice otherwise. And also these two together feel very sophisticated. So suddenly this is feeling very opulent and really rather stunning. But again, if you want to work it in with your elephants, let me just find those and the colours that we put with those. If you are having a bit of a Dina design fix and you want to work with blues all over the place, and like I said, you know, your pinks and your blues will all work. So you are building that stash. You're building those colours. Maybe you want a little bit of that to work with your elephants, but you can mix and match them through. They are all going to work an absolute treat for you there. And I just adore that one. Really do adore that one. I've got to remember how I folded them all now. There we go. And then another Dina Designs. This time I've put it with Cadet Blue and Fuchsia. Again, this is called Mandala. Very lovely. So there's your Cadet and there is your Fuchsia. Really beautiful. Do you want a close-up on this one? Yeah, that's lovely, isn't it? I mean, imagine self-covered buttons with some of these. Be rather lovely. If you are English paper piecing, you've got a lot you can play with there. Absolutely stunning. So this just had to be in the mix as well. Be rude not to, right? So there that one is. So these are all on the website. If you go to www.natashamakes.com, then they are there. Keeping with Dina's, I'm nearly there. Dina Designs, this is watercolour floral. So if you wanted something bright and cheery and a bit lovely and spring-like, wouldn't this make a lovely flower basket that we did yesterday? Beautiful. And with this one, I've gone for cyan and pink. Just lovely. I'm enjoying that a lot. So again, Dina Designs coming up trumps it. I should really have called it the Dina Design Show. I don't know what it is about her designs at the moment are just really, really beautiful. But there they are. And then this one, oh yeah, this was the offcut from what I was working on. You'll get the full ½ meter. Now this is a paisley and I wanted to just show you, I've done this with a jade and a light lilac there. Gorgeous, but just something to be aware of. On the website, I have this down twice. Okay. You might go, oh, the colour's just slightly different. Yeah, very, very slightly. This is your cotton. This is 100% cotton quilting weight. This one. This is like a cross between, it's a heavier weight. It's almost a canvas. I would say it's a very, very lightweight canvas. So perfect if you want a heavier weight bag, but only just slightly heavier weight. And you can just see, it's just that you can see there, the fibres are just slightly larger. The weave is slightly larger. There's your cotton. And you can't really see the cotton cotton fibres in that, can you? But you can just in there. So that's the difference when you're looking at this. It's almost like an upholstery, but not quite. You can just see there that these are thicker. So I'd say a lightweight canvas is what that would work. Is what I would describe that as, and I would mix that through. We've got denim by the 1/2 meter. That would work so beautifully with denim. It would be stunning. You could have that and then denim either side for the bags that we're making today. Because the bags that we're making today are, well, they're these, and you can make them with 3 fat quarters. That's the idea of them. But you can also do one long stretch of fabric, which is what I've done for Freddie for his lunch bag. And this was done in a lightweight denim, and then his favourite colour is red, so he's got a red lining for that. And that was just done in one long stretch. Now that would need to be a stretch of 49 inches, so you'd need a second piece of lining fabric. But with the denim, it's a longer length, it's a wider width of fabric, so you'll get that in one stretch. So I just wanted to show you that the bags are really versatile in terms of what fabrics you use, whether you're going to go for the same fabric on the sides or a different one for every single side, but they're quite roomy and they are deceptive, and they wrap up really small if you're just taking them so as a shopping bag or something like that. They're really, really useful. But I wanted you to see that we've got that in 2 different fabric weights for you today. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And a couple of other things to show you too. Oh my goodness. So many things, so many pretty things. And then, oh yeah, so this is from the K Facet Collective. This was our fastest selling octopus. Not a sentence you hear every day. This was our fastest selling octopus, and he's got lots of different colours in, obviously, but I've chosen the 2 most predominant ones on the side there because this little lady here has very much got these coming through. So we've gone for a rose, which is, if I pop that there, then suddenly, if I take it away, it's all fine. Pop that in. Suddenly those darker colours like through here and here, they will start to ping. Now if I pop that one in, suddenly we start seeing this bit and this, and you start to pick out different bits that you see. So they are the 2 colours that I've gone for because they'll bring out some of the richer, stronger colours in there. Or you might just want this. I mean, this would just make a fabulous bag just on its own. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. But they are the colours that I've gone for. So rose and cadet blue for those. Now I want to show you something else. Oh my goodness. I told you that there was a lot, didn't I, this morning? These. So, yeah. You know how I like to mix stuff? Ooh. Yeah. I've got some old school Tula pink, right? Which again, I think the bag would look amazing in. And you can mix jade and the greens through with this. But the other thing that I wanted to show you is how great actually does the K Facet stripe look like? Ah, look at that. It's those. It's like they're meant to be together. So I didn't pair this with 2 other colours because I just thought it needs this in its life. I adore it. I absolutely adore it. The movement in here is just phenomenal. Absolutely great. She's really got that flow going on there. And then this is absolutely divine, but it also, and this is what I made my demo, this is what I made my sample bag out of, was it works beautifully with that. And looks rather lovely here too. But the other thing that you might want to just take into account is Dream. And again, I just thought this worked so beautifully with the shots and the shot cottons and that. I mean, I think that looks fabulous together. But also bear in mind, what about this gorgeous purple stripe as well from K Facet? Absolutely beautiful, just beautiful. And again, picking out all those purples that are going on in here. I am in love. Yeah. It just, this is, they feel so beautiful. They really do. Absolutely gorgeous. And I love this one. This and this. Just so much fun. Otherwise, I would look at some of the lighter shades of green if you want to pick out those. Jade is always a good one. Like you can see, jade is going to work beautifully in with that as well. Oh, just lovely. Lovely, lovely. Decisions, right? It's a tricky one this morning. All these beautiful fabrics to decide on. But what a lovely trickiness that is, eh? There we go. So that was, these were a few little extras. So these are available just by the half meter because I kind of want to go. I think that would be phenomenal. And then also by the half meter as well. Where have they gone? Where have they gone? Ooh, here. I don't know if Jane is around to bring it in. I've forgotten to bring it in. Jane? She's got the radio on. I don't think she's going to hear me. Jane? Maybe someone could text her and ask her to bring in the William Morris. I bought the William Morris plum. It's in plum. The hair and the fox and everything. Gorgeous. She's probably sulking because she didn't want me to sell this one to anybody else either. This is your tulips. Oh. Yes, please. Totally forgot them. Totally forgot them. Eek, they're so gorgeous. Oh, we did go with that one in the end. Gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, this is available by the half meter. It's entirely up to you. Navy goes with it and teal goes with it. This is teal here. Teal works beautifully with that as well. Also, misty blue works beautifully with it as well. And the other things that I've got for you are here. So. Here we go. I promised you I'd get you the other colourway, didn't I? Here he is. So, this is forest in plum. You've got your fox, your peacock and everything else. Teal is where I would be going with this. But also claret is rather yummy. And I don't know if Gemma has a photo of these, if they was reloaded, because we were going to say actually if you wanted, so just put in the comments below if you do. If you want, we can do a bundle of these three because this is the very last of this colour batik. So there's about 5 meters left on there and then that's it. But it does work so beautifully with the William Morrises. We often pair this with William Morrises because it just looks gorgeous with it. So, yeah. So claret, teal and that. If you want that as a bundle of 3 to then go with this, then you let me know. You just let me know and we can sort that out for you. Ooh, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So yeah, and this is available by the half meter. So fill your boots, get as much as you like. It's up to you. Ha! What an absolute joy all of these fabrics are. It's very busy, isn't it, going on over there? Oh. Right. I just need somewhere to put them out of the way, that's the thing. There we go. I'll put them up there. Stay. I don't know if they're going to be better or worse trained than the dogs, so they may or may not stay. Who knows? Myra says, I'm watching in the sewing room. Can't have them constantly say, I don't need any more fabrics every 2 seconds. No, do you know, you don't need that negativity in your life, Myra. But if you just made him a silk, make him a new silk for his hat, out of the fabric, as discussed on Facebook the other day, it'd be fine. It'd be fine. Are you shouting at Jane Alcock during Popmaster? I don't know. I don't know what she's listening to. She generally listens to Radio 2, I think. Good morning, everyone. This is Ali Brown. Fabulous Tilda fabric. Yes, talking of the fabulous Tilda bundles, I need to apologise. So, yes, I need to apologise. Some of you have said that your subscriptions, the packaging has arrived damaged. I bought from the same supplier, a new batch of envelopes. Normally we send out fabric in our paper envelopes and it's absolutely no problem at all. We never have any problems whatsoever. We've been doing it for over a year, never had a problem. And then with these subscriptions, we've had several of you saying, oh no, the envelopes have arrived damaged. And so I went and looked, and it's a different make of envelope. I've paid exactly the same, but you know, reordered exactly what I would normally do, but they've obviously changed their supplier of our brown board-backed envelopes. So I can only apologise, and I will be sending those back and asking them for the normal supply of them. So I do apologise. Yeah, what can I say? Yes. So yeah, apologies for that. That's not okay at all. Right, what other messages do we have on here? Oh, it's Prince Paisley. It is a lightweight cotton canvas. Yes, it is 100% cotton. Absolutely. Or we've got the cotton. Yes. Nothing dare interfere with Popmaster, according to my... I don't know what is Popmaster? What is Pop? I don't know what it is. My boss used to often ask me something during Popmaster at work. The entire office knew not to bother me for 15 minutes at 10:30. Not him. Yeah, bosses are really annoying like that, aren't they? Have I got a multicoloured striped fabric? Yes. We've got. There we go. Yes, we've done that. We've covered that. Hurrah! Oh, there you go. Fiona said, I made a fantastic quilt with the Tula Pink Zuma collection some time ago. It's not a new one, but sometimes it's nice to revisit classics, I think. I do enjoy that a lot. Right, I'm going to pop these to one side, and shall we make something? Because, you know, it's called Natasha Makes, isn't it? We should probably do that thing and actually make something. One last question before... Pop those carefully. Ooh, somewhere. Pop them there. So while we're talking Tula Pink, okay, these came in, and as we unloaded everything out of all the boxes yesterday, it just so happens that these kind of got piled one on top of the other, and we all sort of went, oh, they look beautiful together. It's your 3 minerals and then your hexagonally one. That's a really technical word, isn't it? Hexagonally one. And actually, at one point, the Cave Facet shot cotton was piled up on top. We're like, oh no, that's just phenomenal. So then we played spot all the purple fabrics and see if we could just join them all together. But my question to you is, firstly, do you love this selection as much as we do? And if the answer is yes, how would you like it? Do you want it in half meters? Do you want it in long quarters, fat quarters? How would you like it, basically? Or do you just want the fabrics by the half meter and then you can choose? Because it just sort of ombres so beautifully together. Whoa. So I just, because there was a certain Karen yesterday that went, oh, Tula pink. Yeah. Little bits of Tula just, you know, sneaking through. So yeah, just let me know if there's any love for that and we will sort that out for the way that you want. Oh, hello, there's Pizza Talk. What's the name of your hubby's pizza business? Is it the DIY pizza company? Yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely it is. Morning from a very sunny Bodmin today. Good morning, Anna. We were just looking at whether or not to come down to Bodmin on holiday. I know, holiday. Do you remember one of those? Holiday. We were looking at Bodmin Moor, actually, just up from where we used to live, because Freddie always considers himself as Cornish. He was born in Trelisk Hospital. He is pretty much Cornish through and through in his attitude and everything else. He's very laid back. Stuff gets done directly with our friends. And all of our friends in Cornwall, they consider him to be Cornish too. And if you ask him where he's from, he'll say he's Cornish. So he's very proud Cornishman, is our Freds. So it feels fair that he gets to go back regularly to, feed that Cornish aspect of him. So, we were looking at Bodmin Moor. And I thought, yes, just like literally a mile from where we used to live, so up at St Breward. So we might go there, and then we can go everywhere from there, can't we? Right. So, well, for anyone who's interested in my holidaying plans, then we might just do that. My mum sent me the details for one of the holiday cottages there. I was like, oh yes. Prepping your fabric. I am ready. Here we go. As a lot of you know, I do a lot of shows on Hochanda for a supplier. There's supplier shows, the fabric from those shows, unless it says Natasha makes. My patterns are mine. The fabrics come for a supplier. I do it on behalf of a supplier, which confused someone the other day when she said, my fabrics from Hochanda haven't arrived yet. I'm like, not me, sorry, not me. And yeah, so they cut, because they're coming from an American supplier, they cut to American fat quarters. So, and I know that a lot of you have bought from there as well as from me. So what became quite apparent was that I needed to make patterns that were suitable for American fat quarters as well as British ones, because nobody minds having fabric left over, but they jolly well do mind not having enough. So what is the difference between an American and a UK fat quarter is, of course, the next question. So an American fat quarter is a quarter of a yard as opposed to a quarter of a meter. So in this country, it'll be 20 inches by 22. In America, it'll be 18 inches by 22. And that is the difference between an American and a UK fat quarter. So in order to make this particular make, I made sure that our measurements were suitable for 3 American fat quarters, which means that we're all good. That if you're buying anything off the shows at Hochanda, any of the fat quarter bundles, then yeah, there you go. And also, actually, our William Morris fat quarters as well, they were American fat quarters because they came from the same suppliers. If we cut them in-house, if we cut them ourselves, we cut British. Now, the two outside panels of this will be the same size, and the yes, the two outside panels will be the same. The inside one will be slightly larger. All of the measurements are on the sheet, and or if you want to just do one long strip, like I say, if you've got, maybe you want to do it in some of the PU that we've got, that would be amazing. Then that's absolutely fine. If you want to line it, then you can as well. So yeah, all of those measurements, if you just want to work with one long strip, those measurements are in there as well. Or if you want to work with fat quarters, then that's up to you. If you want to just work it in halves, and actually that's about the only option I haven't done, is going halvesies with it. So you will notice that one side, basically where I'm getting at here, is that they will all be the same height. But some will be a different width. Okay. Now there are lots, as with all of these things, I didn't invent this. There are lots of different versions out there. I did spend quite a lot of time with a piece of paper and also trying to work out directional designs. But this is fundamentally where you end up, is having 3 squares next to each other, folding them in different directions, then folding them up like this. That's what we're going to do. Okay, but first of all, we've got to create this strip, and that's what we're doing to start off with. So we've got to create this strip. And also, the other thing to consider is if you just want to use one layer of fabric like this, then that's absolutely great. But let's make our seams neat. If you want to just sew these all together and then have a strip of lining fabric, then just sew down these 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then sew around right sides together with your lining fabric, trim the corners so that there's less bulk, turn through, press, and you're good to go. That is your other option. Now, in order for this to be just out of 3 fat quarters, we're going to do French seams here and here so that they can be absolutely, totally neat. So we need to start off with sewing down the right sides. And it doesn't matter how many times I do this, I still have to really stop and think. And so let's go to the machine, and 1/4 inch seam allowance on. All of this is explained in your instructions. This isn't so difficult if just one of your fabrics are way up. No, I do not have. Let me just check I've got this. And this is where you just want to check, because there's only like 1/2 inch in getting it the right way around. Right, okay, yeah. Right, let's go again. So, now, this can be a beginner make. All right, this absolutely can be a beginner make. And if you've never done a French seam before, fabulous, you get to learn something new. If you've done loads of French seams, fabulous, you know it's going to be a lovely, neat finish. What I don't want you to stress about at any point is everything absolutely, you know, absolutely square, absolutely this, absolutely that. Please don't stress, because otherwise you just won't do it, and I don't want that to be the case. Now we trim back to 1/8 of an inch. Okay, if you don't want to trim back that, or if your line's too wobbly or wonky or anything like that, then you'll just make a slightly wider seam, and that's okay too. And then all we're going to do is just press, fold that over. So now we're wrong sides together, which feels right. It feels right that they're wrong. And then just press really close to the top so that right on that turned bit is where your seam is. And then you want to stitch down again at 1/4 of an inch. That's why we've trimmed it back to 1/8, so that you can do that and you'll be really, really neat. If you don't think that you can manage that, just go a bit wider. Honestly, not the end of the world. But this is just so that we don't have raw edges showing inside, because this is just going to be one layer. If French seams feel too much, then what is just really pretty easy is just put a lining in. Just do 2 pieces of fabric the same width and size and sew those together. Okay, we're going to repeat that on the other side here. Okay, so we can have a look at that now. From the outside, you don't see anything. It's super neat. And on the inside, we have no raw seams. If you want to do another layer of stitching and just hold that tiny seam down, then do. It doesn't really worry me, so I'm not going to really worry about it. Hello, beautiful fabric. There you are. Right, is that the right way around? Yes, it is. So again, stitching down the right side, which feels so wrong. Feels so wrong, but it's so right. Let's do that. Come on then. Oh, no. And just repeat that process. Dee, 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 dee. Obviously, you know, pinning would be really useful here. So it suddenly goes quiet as I'm concentrating. Always a worry, isn't it? Always an absolute worry. And down we go. But yes, do pin if you are in any way, shape or form unsure. I'm going to flip it around just to make sure that I did actually catch that, because it was a little bit wobbly. And again, you know, maybe your stitches like mine right now have gone slightly wobbly. Don't stress and panic about it. Just make that seam when you stitch down the second time slightly wider. It'll encompass, as long as those raw edges are encompassed, that's all you want. Honestly, that's all you want from this. That is the whole point of the operation, is just to make sure that you can wash this back. Washing's become one of those things, hasn't it? That, you know, you kind of, anything that we have these days, we want to make sure actually, yes, it can be washed and kept clean. So again, just folding right at the top, making sure. Now, Josh has done a clever thing whereby now there's a link when you buy your patterns, and we'll go through and we'll do this with all the other ones, but he's trialing it today, and he'll have to correct me if I'm, he'll always correct me if I'm wrong, whereby this will, when you buy the instructions, this will link to the demo so that you can go back and watch the demo as well. Have I got that right, Josh? He sort of tells me in tech speak and I glaze over slightly, but I think that's the gist of what he's doing. It's like if I start talking horses to my husband, he just sort of glazes over a bit, much like I do if he talks football. We all have our things, don't we? There we go. And again, just pressing and neatening everything up. I think this is one of those things that when you start with beautiful raw ingredients like we are here, you just... Now, the next thing, and this is where, if you are going to, oh, I've got an itchy nose. If you're going to, what was I going to say? Yeah, if this is where lining wins. If you're going to line your fabric, then this is where it wins because you won't have to do any of this. So that's one of the bonuses of that. Now I've got one of these modi things that you can use to take your hems up for dressmaking. It's really, really useful for pressing over your seams, hems, anything like that. And I use it a lot because, again, we don't want to, with this, we want to have a nice straight edge and we don't want to have raw seams. So we're going to have to fold over all of these edges and stick them down. Stick them down? Glue. Get your glue gun out. No, don't get, for goodness sakes, don't get your glue gun out. So I've just found that this is a really easy way to just make sure that when I'm pressing, I'm going to get that nice finish. Now these are on the website under the dressmaking bit. It's from the same people that brought us the golden rule, which we're going to have a show on very soon, hopefully. There we are. So then I'm just going to stitch down, and I'm going to stitch from this side so that I know that I'm going as close as I can along there. But again, that is totally your own preference. And if you want to move your stitch across into the middle, then do that. If you want to work with a thread that absolutely disappears and is the same sort of colorway, then do that. I always use a contrasting thread predominantly so that you guys can see where I've stitched. So you see, just making sure that that is stitched down, and we'll do that on the other side as well. So I tend to do short sides first, folding over onto the wrong side, by the way, as well. But it just gives me a straight edge, especially there we go. I tried making something similar myself with a cereal packet, and you know, whilst it was very cheap, it was not quite so good. But this gives you different measurements as well if you're using it for dressmaking. It's one of those things that when you've got it, you've got it. You never need to buy another one. And it's just one of those really handy ones. They do them in several different sizes, and they also do them as pocket shapers as well, which is really clever. So do have a look. If you are an avid dressmaker, do take a look, because they're all on the site, and it means that you can form your pockets exactly the same size, which I think is really great. Let's go to here. And again, I'm going to stitch that down just from the top. So this is all straight line stitching so far, super easy. It's the this is a classic case of prior and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Yeah, that for sure. That's what this is all about. Now she tells us to say. So then I tend to work from the middle out, but just because sometimes it's just me. And here we go. And then across to here. And I just sort of divvy it up into my thirds when I'm just prepping it. There we go. This is the longer one. This is the T2 that I'm using. They do a shorter one as well. This has actually made me think that really I should get my curtains down and shorten them, because we've been living with them. Well, gosh, we got them just before Emily was born, and I used my micro stitch tool just to check I like the length of them, and never actually got around to shortening the curtains properly. So they were micro stitched, and then of course they were really long. And then micro stitched held up, and then the cat got in them, and he's just sort of ripped them. So I'm now at the stage where actually I need to take all the curtains down in our bedroom and actually hem them properly. But it's one of those tasks that it's not fun sewing, is it? It'll look great at the end of it, I know it will, but it's not what I would call fun, indulgent sewing. So it didn't get done. And it's weird, like I don't mind making, I'd rather make curtains from scratch than actually have to adjust. Isn't that silly? Especially as they're up, and it means getting a tool out to undo the actual. I try not to look, just try not to look at them, just draw them, it's fine. It's on my to-do list along with a lot of other things right now, so we're not going to worry too much about that. So yeah, if you don't want to do this pressing, then it's really easy. Just line it. Just get another piece of fabric, sew them right sides together, leave a turning through gap and turn them through. I'll show you with the next project that we do, I'll show you, because we do exactly that with it. So you could start from this place with that. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. On this side, I was going to prep this. I was going to get this prepped and done. And then I lost my car keys, so yeah, that took up a bit of time because my car was needed. So it didn't happen. So my prep time went to running around going, what have I done with my car keys? Who hasn't put them back in the pot? Me. I hadn't. Me. Poor old Stephen got the blame for a bit. He's lovingly known as Pockets McCarty most of the time, because he can fit so many things in his. Like, how can it be comfortable to sit down with that many things in your pockets? Oh, Rona said, oh, the KFC envelope was the same, but the fabric inside was okay. Oh, thank goodness for that. I'm so sorry. It hadn't even occurred to me when the delivery came with all the packaging, gosh, there were so many, and I did it in the dark, piled it into the warehouse, did it in the dark, and all I noticed was that it just had a different label on the outside. It didn't occur to me that what was inside would be of any different quality. So I do apologise for that, and I will be having words. More deliveries, Inga. Ooh, who's it from? Who's it from? Oh, Morley's Chamber Fabrics. We've already had 2 boxes of her stuff today. Oh, this is exciting. I can hear Inga ripping it open already. Hang on. 5? Oh, you know what that'll be, don't you? That'll be your scarves. So for those of you that have ordered scarves, that's what that will be. I bet you that's the scarves, Inga. If you open it up, if we've got any of those black scarves, I'd love to show everyone what they're actually getting, because so many of you, bless you, have bought them from a photo. Well, I guess as you have to on everything, don't you, at the moment? Oh, hi, Half Pint. Who let you in? Yeah, 1 hour and 6 minutes in. Where have you been? Where have you been? Hey? Oh, nice. Thanks. Did you actually sneeze? No, no, no. Go away and sneeze elsewhere. She's also got hay fever. Oh, only one. So yeah. So you've seen those scarves, and they're your scarves. If you've got the, hang on. What is this? Huh? Sorry, everyone. This can't wait. Lisa, what have you sent me? Okay, so my question is to you. Do you guys want some of this? Oh, look at that. Well, this one we've got. This I think this has got to go for another print run, but then we can get that. This one arrived today. We don't have that one yet, unless it's in. Oh, look at that. Donna, you were after some butterflies the other day. And these are, again, you know, these are the real, you know, she makes them look like the real deal. Oh, that's beautiful. That's the spring collection. So, yeah, pop a little message underneath if these are ones that you want. So this is the one that's arrived today. We've just seen that, haven't we? And we've got any of that? If not, it'll be on the way. We've certainly got that one. That one's here. I've got this in red, but it's also arrived. I've got one other colour of it. We've also, yeah, we've got both colourways of this. And we've got this. And we've got that all on the website. So it's just the butterflies that we need to get, really. This is the first time I bought Lisa's fabric. I took such a punt. I bought all of Lisa's fabric blind. I hadn't seen any of it. So I probably should have got these. Probably. An astute businesswoman probably would have ordered these first. We're getting that one in, I know. And that one as well. Are we loving these? We've got that one. We've got that one. We've got that one. We've got that one, and we've got that one and that one. We need this in our lives. I'm making that executive decision. So are these colourways that you guys want? Oh, there's some, I can see some love. Just give a bit of love. Oh, yes. We've got that. 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 We've got that and that. Isn't it beautiful seeing how they all work together as collections? We need those. Ha, 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 ha. Did you see these? Oh, no, you didn't. No, because they just came straight out of the box. They're all still folded up. Well, that's the classic collection. That's a bit stunning. Yep, still lots of love. She's a clever lady, isn't she? Ooh. So this is the Under the Australian Sun. We've got that. We've got that one. I think this one arrived this morning. We need that. That's a bit gorgeous. And we need these, clearly. Yeah, okay. Let me... I love my job. Should we get those? Shall we? Shall we? Is that stuff that you... And also, don't forget that... Oh, Inga, what have you got? Oh, these are the scarves. Oh, my goodness me. And a box of samples. Right. Sorry, we delay this. So, bit of a delay. Oh, your brother rang. Don't know what he wanted, but he rang.
What, he rang you?
Yeah, he rang me while I was doing a show.
Okay.
Just check he's all right, Inga.
Yeah.
Well, this is a bit gorgeous, isn't it? So this is the one, you know I said to you that was double the size. So this is the one. Oh, no, hang on. My mic's attached. This is the one that obviously you can wear, and these are all on the website, you can wear as a scarf. But you can also, now Lisa did a very clever thing, and I don't know if I would actually know how to do it. You can also, because it's also kind of it's a sarong size as well. I might ask her to show me how to do this. I don't really know. I think it's one of those things that you can cross over and tie behind as well. Not when you're wearing a microphone. And there are all sorts of other ways that you can wear it. So we'll have a bit of fun with that. But that, if this is obviously going to be, oh, hang on, let's get Beryl. Come on, Beryl. You can come and wear this now. Here we go, peeps. Look, she can model it for us in the corner. Oh, yes. So, if you ordered this, it'll be on its way to you. Where did I put my own clothes? That would help, wouldn't it? Get myself dressed again. It's not as easy as it looks, apparently. This just normal getting dressed business. Right, let's put that back on there. Well, that was a bit of an unscheduled... Is he all right, Inga? There we go. Just checking. When you get... it's one of those things, isn't it? When you get phone calls from people's siblings, and you're like, oh, I really... Goodness sakes. I'm in my 40s and I can't even dress myself. What is going on? It's difficult. Some days it's difficult. Hang on, what's this? What is this piece of gorgeousness? Of course, now I need to know if we've got lots of these. I kind of... Bear with me. Ooh. Ooh, I say. Ooh. That's a bit good. Look at that. Ooh, so that's the same size as that one. So that's double the grey size. Oh, that's rather lovely too. Do you want me to stock that as well? How do we? I feel that we're going to have all of your scarf-based needs sorted very, very soon. There we go. And under here somewhere is our demo for today. I do get a bit distracted. People say to me, why do you get up so early in the morning to work? Because otherwise this happens and pretty things arrive. And I then end up with the attention span of a gnat. And that, oh. You know, I keep saying to you about the project panels, and bear with me because we've got beautiful projects for said project panels. This is it. So a gorgeous pin cushion. Look at these. Well, these are all good fun, aren't they? Little scissor keeps. Oh. Little needle keep. Oh, these are a bit gorgeous, aren't they? Oh. So if you've bought your project panel, they're the 60 centimetre panels, and you might have them in grey, the ivory or the black, then this is one of the projects that I will bring to air for you so that you can make all of these from it. You know, I kept saying to you, bear with me, we will make stuff. This is what I feel very passionately about, especially with, oh, these are gorgeous, with Lisa's stuff, is that I want to make sure that, because there's nothing else like her fabric out there. Nothing else out there at all like it. So I want to make sure that you find ways to utilize it and absolutely make it stunning. So we will do those projects. If you just hit the old love button if you want to make some of those. What else have we got in here? I know she said she was going to say, oh, look at this. Yes. Again, with that same project panel. That's a bit gorgeous as well. Oh, yeah, going a bit crazy for the old loves. Oh, yes. Look at that. There's English paper pieced bits on it. Oh, well, we need to make that, don't we? That's another project panel one as well. This has got Pintex in. This is also another project panel bag. How do we feel about making something like this? Oh, hang on, just as my thingy decides to refresh itself. Hang on. Bear with me, caller. Do we like the look of this one as well? And again, this is going to depend on what colour panel you've gone for, whether you've gone for the black one, the yeah, or the cream. Look at these. We'll learn how to do all of these. Won't we be posh? Hey, won't we be posh? So again, yeah, going crazy with the old loves, love. Should we make some of these then as well? Okay. What I'll have to do then is make sure that I get the correct waddings and interfacings and... Ooh. Now, I've got the instructions for this. Do you want to see what it is? Feels fitting today, look. Little origami. You can put little... It's a table runner with origami bits. I'd be putting little tea lights in there, little... and have those all the way along your table. Do we want to make that? I'm enjoying that. Very much so. Something a little bit different, isn't it? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, yeah. Well, I can feel lots of gorgeousness. Oh, look, even the backing fabric. Look at this. Is rather beautiful and glittery. Look at that. Yeah, right, okay. I think this is our shows for the next year, isn't it, really? Hang on, what else have we got in here? Ooh. Now, I haven't stocked any of this fabric yet. So I want to know what you think. Half Pint, can you stop scratching and banging the door, please? What do we think? Beautiful. Again, you know, this is, look at the dragons. Oh, yeah. And again, so this will go, this would run along, look at the I mean, look at even the backing, it's just so beautiful. Yeah, so this would run, this is a bed runner. And that, so this is quite a nice, easy make. But look at the detail in there. Are we enjoying this? Yes? Yes, yes. We can do this. Yeah, we can. Okay. Shall I get these fabrics in then? Is that a yes, you'd rather love these fabrics in? All I can see on Facebook on my phone is just it going absolutely crazy with loves and yes and thumbs ups and everything. I'll take that as a yes, then I'll get them for you. One last thing to look at, potentially, possibly. Oh, you won't like this. It's been backed with the project panel for a start. What? That's the back of it. Anyone fancy doing this one? I got it upside down. Oh, yeah. Okay. If there are projects there that you would like to do, basically, this is why I started stocking Lisa's fabrics, because not only is the quality of the fabric second to none, but the way in which she uses them, because she is the designer on both fronts, both of the makes and of the fabric, it's just stunning. Yeah. Yeah. OMG, yes. Wow, love greys. Look at this. Oh, Radio 2 Ken Bruce, right now. Oh, just, yeah, hang on. I'm just trying to get there. Geraldine. Hi, Natasha and chatty friends. Sorry I was late. I was measuring myself. Got a shock. Don't do it to yourself, Geraldine. I think I'm getting there. There's been a lot of chat going on while I've been doing, but basically, I think that's a yes. Is that a yes? Would we like some of those? Okay. Anyway, as we were busily pressing stuff over here. My goodness, at this rate, we'll have to do the other demo another week. But, you know, you can't, yeah, you couldn't not have those fabrics. Are there any new fabrics in there as well? Oh, yes, says Jane, oh, yes. Would you like to see them tomorrow? I know we're sea storming tomorrow. Your sea storms should be with you tomorrow. They were sent out. We had a delay waiting for the white, actually, of all things. So they went out yesterday, I think. So they should be with you tomorrow. For sure. So we're just going to repeat, by the way, just doing these seams. This doesn't feel quite as exciting, does it? Having a look at all those fabrics and then back as we were, folding over seams, double folding and pressing quite happily. do you know what, aren't we lucky? To be honest, you know, to go from Lisa's beautiful fabrics to working with Kaffe shot cottons with a Kaffe and Philip Jacobs design. I mean, life's not bad, is it? It's pretty, well, just pretty darn good, really, when you get to work with this quality every day. I was listening to a thing the other day and it was saying, you know, you never know the turn that your life is going to take. You've got to be grateful and you've got to be happy now. And I was like, isn't that the truth? Isn't that absolutely the truth of it all? And I never expected to be in this position. Never, ever. And I am so grateful for everything. And at the time when things didn't feel, you know, when things felt a bit scary and uncertain and everything as it does sometimes, you know, change is always a funny old thing. But yeah, absolutely. Gosh, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything. And I'm so grateful for every experience that has come along the way, because I've learnt from everything. If you know, I think that's the thing. If you're happy to learn from it, I'm as grateful for the shows that go right as I am the shows that go wrong for me, because I can learn from those that go wrong to make the right ones better. I mean, it might not be quite as entertaining for you guys, but ultimately we get better. And so change, yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Change, whilst it can feel very scary, especially, you know, where we're at the moment with life, and things possibly not ever going to be quite what they were. But great things can come of it. I truly believe. I truly believe that if, you know, sometimes the best things in life have come from feeling really uncomfortable and out of my comfort zone. A lot of you know, I first started at Create & Craft. That was my very first job in craft television. And I still to this day do not know why they gave me the job. I was awful. Absolutely. I'd never done live TV. I didn't have any training in live TV. I trained as an actor. I wanted to play Kate in Taming of the Shrew. That was my all-time dream in life. I'm Natasha Kate. I was even named after her. Yeah, that was what I wanted to do. I went to the RSC, the Royal Shakespeare Company, when I was 13. I saw Jodie Lawrence as Kate and I was like, that is what I want to do. Ended up living in Stratford, working for the Royal Shakespeare Company, going to drama school, all of that. And then just kept being told I was too tall. So that was how I got into presenting, was because it didn't matter if I was tall. It was okay. And in between working as an actor, I used to teach. So I got used, this is what I mean, like the universe happens, doesn't it? So it gets you where you need to be. So I used to teach in between acting jobs. So I got used to explaining how things should be done, albeit maths, English, theatre studies, and then fencing. An obvious direction to go in there. Yeah, when I decided to go off and train for the Olympics. But yeah, but I used to, the very first school I had a long-term job in was a school in Coventry that was in special measures, and it was a steep learning curve, having just come out of drama school and never taught, and I went in as an unqualified teacher, as a supply teacher, and normally the supply staff would leave by break time. And I remember one day, because I was there for a year and a half, saying to one of the, you know, where is your teacher? Shut in the cupboard, miss. Why is the teacher shut in the cupboard? Who did it? And this really timid kid put his hand up, like, why did you shut, you know, your teacher in the cupboard? It was my turn, miss. And that was the level of school that I learnt to teach in. It was not easy. But yeah, but learn to teach I did very rapidly, very rapidly. But to keep me sane in between, I had a run of, just off the West End, a run of musicals that I did for, it was a new musical. So I would teach Monday, Tuesday, drive down to London, be on stage by 7:30 that night. And then we'd have shows Tuesday till Saturday. I'd drive home Saturday night, have Sunday at home, and then teach Monday, Tuesday, get in the car, drive, do a show. And so that went on for however many weeks. And then I just kept myself sane by working for a friend of mine, my lovely friend Laura, who I did a year of A-level art with, and she just rang me out of the blue. She's like, do you want to come and paint with me for a bit? I'm like, yeah, fine. Why not? So I used to teach 2 days a week or 3 days a week and then paint. And I worked as a scenic artist for quite some time with her, just a couple of days, two or 3 days, whatever was needed a week. And it was great fun. It was really great fun. So all these things then come into play to then put you to where you need to be. So that all of that came into how I guess I got my job in craft, at creating craft, but then I had to use that to then learn how to do live TV, because that's a beast in itself. And I remember thinking, how am I going to talk for an hour? Bearing in mind I'd lived in Bodmin Moor, like very, very remotely. I wasn't really used to people. It was very peoply out there when you went out. Yeah, how was I going to talk? Not a problem, turns out. Not a problem at all. I've managed a treat. Right, should we look at this? Should we get back to the project in hand, by the way? Oh, hello. Oh, fine again. You see, live TV and the cat. So, what we are going to do, I feel we've gone way off kilter on today's show. We're going to fold one side up to there like that, roughly. Don't worry about it, okay? And I like to think of it as we're going to go up and then down and then up again. So you fold this end the opposite way. So if you just imagine going there, and on that line there, we fold. Oh no, do we fold that way? Or do we fold? Ah, I can't remember which way. No, we do fold. We fold that way. There we go. So yeah, just keep, this is all in your instructions. Probably clearer than that. Would you like half a pint, Jane? She's very helpful. So helpful. Can you hear her purping? So this is where you want to... Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So this is where you need to get to. And if I just finger press that, you can see. Yeah, look, you see. I think of it as a triangle and then another triangle. So you want to fold it across and then spin it around like that. Okay. And then, oh, that's a bit lovely. Sorry, I should, admiring my own handiwork here. Oh, that's lovely, that is. I'm having a lovely time today. Don't know if anybody else is, but I'm having a lovely time. So you can see these seams where you folded that over like so. And here like so. We are then going to fold those two seams one over the top of the other. All right. And pin. Okay. Okay. In a minute, we're going to sew down here. So it'll end up looking like you've if you want it to, or you can bring this seam across even further and then stitch on that hemline there, or you can stitch just in and it'll look like you've twin needled it, which is quite clever. Up to you. We are going to stitch down, and you will not manage to stitch all the way to the bottom, and you are not to worry about it, okay? We'll stitch down as far as we can, but honestly, you are not to worry about it because we're going to box that bottom, so don't worry. We're going to flip this over, and again, we're going to fold this down here, and again, fold that seam over like that. You can neaten up all your seams and everything afterwards. And again, I'm not worrying if that isn't quite as neat as I want it to be. I'm not worrying because again, we will box it. So please don't worry. Just make sure that one end over here folds over neatly over there and pin. Dee 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 dee. Okay, so again, we will stitch down here, and then we're good to go. But I want you to know we're not going to stitch, we won't get to stitch all the way down to there. Okay, so please don't panic about that. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. All right, so but please do pin. Now I'm just putting this down so that this is going to sit centrally. You cannot over pin in this situation. I'm using my previous stitch line as a rough guide just so that I can try and make it look a bit like a twin needle. You know, like it's meant to be. But I'm going to keep rearranging and flattening this out, so I am just stitching in a straight line and not through any extra layers. You can see I'm coming, you see this sticking up here, hello. But just keep moving it out of the way, making sure that you are sewing through your layers. And that's all you need to do, is just go down as far as you can. So I didn't stitch all the way down to the bottom, it's okay. There's my 2 lines of stitching, we're okay. Now then, let's flip it over. And I mean, I've used a contrast thread so that you guys can see. Again, if you're worried about your stitching showing, just use a thread that isn't going to be a contrast and you will be fine. Absolutely fine. Or just sew over the top, that's the other thing. And you will need to keep stopping, and you will need to keep making sure that you're not sewing through other layers as you go down as far as you can. And out we come. Don't panic. Okay. So we are at this point. all is well with the world. We will gather up the pins that we've just thrown everywhere and neaten everything up. Now, these corners, we're going to box these corners. So arrange your fabric so that this seam goes down through the centre. Hang on, just check that's the way it needs to be. Well, there are two ways that you can do it. You can either do it so that you make your bag that shape, or you can do it so that it becomes that shape. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's going to give you room in there. So normally when you would look at a bag like this, you would pull those sides apart, wouldn't you? So that's what I would invite you to do. And then from there, you are going to measure up and mark 2 inches. Okay, and you're going to stitch across that line. All right, and then can you see what that is going to do? That's going to give that some lovely depth in there. Okay, so we'll go to the machine and we'll do that. And from this side as well, because again what we'll do is we will then trim that seam back, turn it inside out like we did with all the other seams. Give that a quick press if you want to. And then just stitch down. So what that looks like from the inside is that you can't see any raw seams, can you, at all? Really super, super, super neat. And what it looks like from the outside is that. You see, giving it that nice depth across there. Can you see the difference? So that's what it's done, is given that little bit of depth there and a little bit of shape. You don't have to, like again, if that feels too much, if that feels a bit weird, then don't do it. You know, it's the patterns, I feel very strongly, are a guideline. So if it's something you go, oh yeah, no, I really like how you've done that, then do it. But if it's not something that resonates, don't do it. It's okay. I'm not going to come along and check. Promise. It's okay. So, you know, again, stitching on that line that we've just drawn, 2 inches up. Trimming it back. Oh, hi April, how you doing? Trimming it back and pressing, sewing again, so that you've got a really neat finish on there. And you know, you could do all of this with raw edges, you could but it just won't wash and last as well. You could do all of it if you wanted to overlock all of it and then turn and press your seams, then you could overlock, that's no problem at all. It's simply down to what sort of finish do you want. And if you don't want to spend double the amount on fabric for this, then hems and seams are your friend. Right, so now, love it. Two ways. You can either knot the top and you're good to go, or make a handle. And I tend to make a handle because then I get more room. And I adore these. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me see what offcuts I have. So yeah, just literally pick some of your offcuts. All of the measurements for what you need are, like I say, in the instructions. If I've got any luck. Oh, no way. No way. Exactly what I needed. Perfect, perfect. Oh, it's a good day. It's a jolly good day. So what I tend to do, I use my offcuts if I want it to all be rather beautiful. Helps if I do it the right way, doesn't it? Yes, it does. 1, 2, 3.5. There we go. And I have a box of, well, let me show you. This is my box of offcuts. Goodness knows what's come out of that. But I never throw, I'd say to you guys, and I never throw anything away. And so this is just, I'm going to reinforce my handle. You don't have to, you don't have to. With some of these, I think they'd look really nice with a level. If you bought one of our leather scrap bags, then you might want to just do a leather handle. Then you don't even have to worry about seams or anything else for that matter. Look at that, absolutely perfect. We are being looked after today. Look at that. Quick tidy. All these edges and bits out the way. So that we can see what we are doing. Here we go. Right. So, what I would invite you to do is pop your little piece. I've left the seam allowance, as you can see, all the way around. And then just, if it's self-adhesive batting, great. Again, you don't have to do this. You could use PU, you could use your cork, would make a really nice corking one. And then just fold over your seam there. Again, press. I have got offcuts of wadding. We've had them before, but they're absolutely great for all your crafty, projects where you might want a little bit of wadding. So for this instance, I would have just either sewn it in or spray adhered in a little piece of offcut wadding. If I hadn't have had a bit of H640 to hand, would that be of interest to you? I've got a whole load if you want them. Just pop a little like down there if you, whoops, would. And we'll get them on tomorrow's show for you. And then down this side. and then fold it in half that a ways, and sew yourself a little seam down there. If you want to just tidy, then do. And then you're going to turn that through. So bear with me, because this is the only fiddly bit in here. And normally my turning through is absolutely fine, because I can use my but with the turny tool, you do tend to need to have one sewn edge, but I could use my ever faithful knitting needle. No, I can't, it just goes all the way through. Gonna have to do it the old fashioned way, folks, of eking it out. Okay. So when you have done that, you want to get your bodkins at the ready. If you don't have a bodkin, get your safety pin out. Something to pull your handle through. Bodkin, whoops, bodkin. So I'm going to pop my bodkin onto that seam there. Like so, that's the very top of my bag. I'm going to thread it through like so. Okay, and pull that down as far as you can. Remove said bodkin, find your other handle. Now, it doesn't matter which way over it goes, whether it goes that way over there, but you do just need one on top of the other, and then you just need to stitch in a square around there. Okay? If you want to pin it or clip it or do whatever you need to do, then please do. Turn it around. This doesn't have to be neat, okay? Don't worry if this isn't neat, because your handle is going to cover that. But look, there it is, all sewn around. I mean, if you want to be, there you go. So you see it's like this, and then all you do is slide your handle up and over, and you've got that. How fab is that? I adore these. I absolutely adore them. If you wanted to put a little clip on there, hold everything in, then you can. But yeah. Right, so I'll take Freddie's down. Put that one up. Isn't that lovely? So that's make number 1. How are we doing on time? Oh my goodness, it's nearly midday. How did that happen? Right, we are going to have to make the next one super duper quick then. You are going to need for this contrasting fabrics, which is why the bundles are absolutely perfect. I've given you 2 sizes for these. So again, if you are working with American fat quarters, go for the smaller size. If you're working with normal fabrics, then you are going to be absolutely fine. Should we use this one or the, yeah, let's go with this one. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So you want to cut these down to the size that you decide upon. All right, and I give full instructions for both in your instructions. But okay, let's just have a moment here. Out of my bundle of 3.5 meters, I've got that, I've got that, I've got that, I've got that. I've got more than a fat quarter of that. This is all left over, okay, and we'll have two makes, okay. So if you've, this is the, oh yeah, and that left over as well. So if you have gone for the trios, then you're getting 2 makes for what, $14.99, unless you've gone for this bundle, in which case an extra 5 or more, but just because it's ridiculously gorgeous fabric. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at, and I like to try and keep things affordable wherever possible. Okay, so we're going to go right sides together, press and then stitch all the way around. Weirdly, sometimes I think that if you just press a fabric one on top of the other, then I don't know, they just seem to stay a bit better. If you're using the shot silk, firstly, hooray, it's beautiful. And secondly, the contrast between the two. Now you see, I don't mind which way around this ends up being. If you do mind, here we go, right. Then just follow the instructions exactly as they're written, with your feature fabric being the one that you want to be dominant. So we are going to go all the way round with your 1/4 inch. Is everyone comfortable for a second demo, by the way? Just, it won't take very long. This is such a quick and easy make, I promise. Now I am going to stop there, and I am going to just put in a little stitch just to hold, and I'm going to jump down a few inches, so I've got my turning through hole, okay, before I forget, because you know that's happened a few times. And I'm going to stitch now around from the other way. Because I haven't pinned, please pin. Something's shifted ever so slightly. It's not the end of the world. And I will now just put in a couple of pins so that we don't shift anymore. But I'm just going to sew from this side to just make sure that everything is in there just pin. It's not difficult, just pin. Because you do want this to try and be as square as you can make it, so pinning is always good. The shot cotton has a little bit more give in it, so just be aware of that if you're using it, that it does have a little bit more shiftiness in it. Makes it sound really dodgy, doesn't it? It's shifty. It's not, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I've just ordered all of their shot cottons. Might have got a little bit excited and gone, I want that whole page, please. Because I think they're beautiful. I'm a bit naughty though, I use them for bag linings and all sorts because I think they're rather lovely. So then you are going to just snip off mite of those corners. It's just taking the bulk out. Then you are going to find, I did leave one. I did. See, I did. You're turning through hole, go to the furthest point, pull through, turn it around and press it into place. If you need to, we are going to press everything beautifully. You want to get your corners as crisp as you can. So the other day on the show, this is my newfound friend, my little turner, my little shaper, and it just gets into those corners and you don't have to worry about sort of pushing through your fabric and going through too far like I might have done before with other implements, knitting needle. And just start to, if you can roll your seams, but otherwise what I'm inviting you to do is to just get these as nice and as straight as possible. Okay. So you see, if you don't go in with your corner easer, then what can happen is it just folds over slightly. So I'm just easing open along there. And for me, it just helps give a crisper finish. And let's see if we can get this. Yeah, we can. And this is why we miter as well, so that there isn't any fabric bulk in there. And I'm just finger pressing to start off with. I didn't think a tiny tool could make such difference. And if we run out, I will try and get some more for you because I've been really impressed with it, I have to say. If you can roll seams, like some people have the gift to roll seams. We've said this before, haven't we? Some people have the gift to roll a seam and I can't do it. Like I used to watch the likes of Victoria Peat and that on when I was on Sewing Quarter. And, you know, she could just do it. She could just do it. And I'd be like, how do you do that? Just don't leave it in the middle of it like I just did. Okay, so pushing out these seams. Honestly, it might feel like a faff, but just taking the time to do this will make a difference. Here we are. And then we'll top stitch round. this seam here, fold it under where you had your turning through gap. Turn it under, then when you top stitch round, you'll just catch that shut. But give it a mighty good press now. Okay, and then all we're going to do is go 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Again, if you want to, use a contrasting stitch. If you don't want to, then use one that's going to blend in a treat. I need to start using my new beautiful box of threads actually. I haven't started that yet. Oh, the concentration. But this is just going to stop it from slipping and shifting around anywhere. If 1/8 of an inch feels too small for you, then go bigger. Again, like I say, these instructions are guidelines, okay? A lot of you have been sewing for many, many years, more than I have, and will have your own ways of doing things, and that's absolutely fine. Or if you're just starting out and something feels a little bit too narrow for you, then again, don't worry, just make it a little bit wider. The thing is to stitch it and have fun. That is the main thing for me. I'm not going to come and check. And actually, nor will anyone else. We forget that, don't we? Neither will anyone else. There we go. Right. So then, we have this. Now, it's where you need to have a little think about which fabrics you want on the outside. If you want this to be your lining, which I probably do, then just flip it over. With this size, where's my bigger? Here we go. We're going to go into one corner now. This is the larger size, so I then want to line up my ruler on a 6. So 6 along there, and 6 along there, 6 along there, and then fold that up in line with my ruler there. Okay. Then fold this down in line again with my ruler there. Then spin this round to face. This is my center line here. Sorry, I can't bear straight. But this is where it's really nice to see that nice straight line there. Right, okay. Let's get one of these. This is my center line. I'm going to draw a line 2 inches out. Okay, so I'm going to line up along there. There's my 2 inches straight up there, and I'm going to draw with my pen. If you don't want a base as big as this, then don't do 2 inches, go 1.5. It's entirely up to you, okay? But there's my line. I'm going to spin it round, and again, line up my 2-inch line with my base there, and if you want to just pin some of this in place, then do. And then we're going to stitch down both of those lines. So what I would say is make sure on your sewing machine to have your needle in the middle of your foot, so that you can just use that as a guide. So I'm going to go forwards and back. And then spin around and stitch down the next line. And whip all your pins out. Okay, so we are here. We're now going to fold it up like so. So just in half, okay? So from there to there, and making sure that the outside fabric that you want to have showing on the outside is on the outside. Clip, pin, do whatever you need to do to hold those edges in place, and top stitch down the side. And you are going to top stitch all the way down, okay? All the way down from top to bottom. Don't worry about going over that seam that we've just sewn. You're going to stitch all the way down. So let's do that. So I will move that across to there. If you want to pop a walking foot on because you're going through a few layers, then do. If you want to make sure that your stitch lines from earlier are meeting up, then do. Okay, so it's looking like that, sewn all the way down the sides. And then what we're going to do, whoops, just trying to get rid of some stray threads there, is look at the base. So if you open this out like this, and this is why we tried to match those up. I mean, these aren't matching, but you're going to stitch along that base line on the stitch line. Okay, actually on that stitch line. If it's a little bit out, don't worry, pick one and stitch on it. It doesn't matter. And you're going to do exactly the same the other side. you're going to look for this stitch line, you're going to stitch on there. Okay. Now you will be tidying up your stitches as you go, trimming off any loose threads. Like I said, don't stress about any of this. Okay? Because then we get to this stage. So we've sewn that bit, and then you turn it inside out. And those little bits that you've just sewn sit on the inside and just help to give you a good base. And all of a sudden we've got pockets either side. And then you can just fold these down. Decide how you want them to look, whether you want them up a bit, down a bit. Just make sure they're kind of level. And the more square and the more precise you've been, the more that will sit absolutely in the middle. But what I would say is honestly don't worry about it, because as you're going to put a ribbon round, which obviously I've completely forgotten. So I'm going to top stitch all the way around, and then in by, my goodness, you can go in 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch, depending on how thick your ribbon is. Okay. And it really does depend on how thick your ribbon is. Right. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to top stitch all the way around. And this is just going to hold that flap down and in place. I told you this was easy, right? And then again, you just decide how far down you want. And again, that's gonna be detailed from how wide. Let's see how wide your ribbon is going to be. Are we stitching? Yeah, we're stitching. But I've got a marker on my machine that I'm roughly just sticking to as I go round. So we stitch all the way around. Again, if you are worried in any way, shape or form about your thread, do it in your stitches, just do it in something that isn't going to jump out at you. So now you've created the channel for your ribbon to go through. And I'm now got to go and find some ribbon because I totally forgot to get any out. Bear with me, caller. Bear with me. This is an organised demonstration. I promise. I promise. What ribbons have I got? Quick, quick, quick. What have I got? Find something. Quick. Quick. Oh, what's that? Ooh. I'm just having a quick rummage in my ribbon drawer. So you might have something beautiful. Don't know what I've got in here. What a mess this is. Oh, I need to come and have a tidy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so don't know which one to choose. Okay, I'm going with one. I'm finding one. finding one. Oh, hello. Well, I did not know I had this in there. Look at this. Ah, it's made for it. But this is what I mean, okay? My channel is not wide enough for the beautiful velvety ribbon I have just found. Never mind, we're going to cram it in anyway, because this is gorgeous. So 2 ways to do this. With this one here, what I have done is gone for 2 lots of ribbon and started here and threaded one all the way round, and that's tied off there. And then gone in this side, gone all the way around, tied it off there, and that does that. Okay? Or, because I don't think I've got enough to be able to do that, and there's an easy way to tell. Oh, no, it might. Okay, let's thread it in and see where we get to. This might be absolutely ridiculously huge, and I might have to try and find something thinner. Kind of forgot this bit. Don't know why. Again, bodkins are your friend. If you do not have a bodkin in your life, I would seriously suggest you invest. So you can do it so that your ribbon just goes in and through and around once, which I think if I am set on this is what I'll be doing. There it is. Because it's quite bulky. / incredibly beautiful. Oh, look at that. Totally impractical. Story of my life. Absolutely love it. Gonna be keeping it now. Oops. Do kind of love that beautiful velvet. So all you need to do then, if that's the case, is tie that off onto one side, and then you will just pull it to one side like so. Oh, I don't know, is it too bulky? I'm going to have a play with ribbons. It's all part of the fun of it. But there you go. That will be your bag. Like so. And you've got that lovely two-tone effect there. You've got little pockets there. I'm going to have a play. If you want, you can make these as big as you like. And the bigger you make them, you might want to think about putting some interfacing in. I haven't with this one. It stands up just fine, and I certainly didn't with this one. But if you're going any bigger, then you know you can always do that. I'm going to have a play with some ribbons now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your company today. Oh, Elizabeth says, oh, that looks so beautiful, doesn't it? Doesn't it? And wouldn't it have looked so different if I'd have gone with that peeping through? Instead, you see all these design choices, you know, that could have been the make instead. You choose. Look, you choose. You've got the fabrics. You go for it. This feels very very voluptuous. No, it's not the right word. Gorgeous. Feels very gorgeous. So there we go. They are my makes today. I hope that you've enjoyed them. Sorry, I got a bit distracted. With all the gorgeous things. It's like Christmas every day here when things arrive, and I do get distracted. So I will see you tomorrow with Jane. She will be here tomorrow doing block of the month, and your blocks should be with you either today or tomorrow. And yeah, I will see you 10 o'clock here tomorrow. Take care. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye bye.